Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Can't see? Rah! One with the force. I'll uproot you! Can't see? I hear everything. One with the force. Can't see? Let's nip that in the bud. One with the force. I'll uproot you! Keep up.
I still have a lot to do with the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Can't see? I hear everything.
I swear by my sword to oblivion! Shine down!
And Shroud, I'll uproot you! Can't see?
Gotcha.
I hear everything.
Wait, hear me. Let's fly.
One with the force. Let's nip that in the bud. Can't see? Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process. The value of knowledge cannot simply be quantified in monetary terms. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process.
Shine down.
The value of knowledge cannot simply be quantified in monetary terms.
Insolent! I swear by my sword, you shall perish!
Keep up! I hear everything! Enshroud! Keep up!
Barbados! Silence!
Let's nip that in the bud! One with the force!
Now you shall perish!
I hear everything! Can't see?
I swear by my sword!
Enshroud!
Torn to oblivion!
Let's nip that in the bud! Can't see? I'll uproot you!
Gotcha! Illusion shattered! Going black! Barbados! Now we shall perish!
One with the force!
Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. of the world roots deep. Insolent. Cha. Who is fled?
I hear everything!
Hear me. Illusion shattered.
Let's nip that in the bud. Can't see?
I swear by my sword.
Quietly then. One with the force.
Toodaloo.
Time to leave.
Wind, hear me.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Go as flat. Illusion shot. I swear by my sword. Shine down. Barbados. Kindness.
Didn't like your guard.
Toodaloo.
Guess we can rest a bit.
I hear everything. I'll uproot you! Can't see?
Take it easy.
Let's nip that in the bud. Keep up. Keep up. One with the force. I'll uproot you! And shroud! Keep up. Can't see? Let's nip that in the bud.
Things are about to get dicey.
One with the force. I'll uproot you! Can't see?
Gotcha.
Here you are.
If you press a leaf between dry sheets of paper, you can make an attractive and handy bookmark. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process. The value of knowledge cannot simply be quantified in monetary terms.
I hear everything. Keep up. Keep up. One with the force. Let's nip that in the bud.
Commit it to memory. Make yourself at home. I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Oh, true. Very true.
Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking! We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough. Which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exists. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed... Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super...
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of...
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, One way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager. All right, I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy? Valid point. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. You
mean that if we catch her, why don't we give it a try after?
Huh? Paimon.
What?
No, it's fine.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't.
Is that so? If we're all finished eating,
Yeah. Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so normal. You know, like you.
Okay.
Hey, Navia, what are you...
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Let's get ready to try to meet the...
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine... in any case...
See ya!
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler?
Vache?
Hey. Huh? Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Wait, my memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I... Yes, that is what I was once. But I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water. I also remember no matter where I went, Vache. But now, no. Our reunion no longer. The thought of me gives him no succor. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Perhaps that is so, as I was submerged in the waters, losing. If only I could have comforted him. Told him that Is that what you call it? It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time. And I think I hear your companion. It's time. Farewell then.
Wake up! Come on, hurry! Navia's outnumbered!
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand? Quick, now's our chance! should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before
I followed you.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge...
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I...
Do not speak!
Sorry, demoiselle.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your...
Sorry,
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about... And what about these Gardamex?
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure... I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party...
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's...
Yes.
I will continue it... Regardless.
I do not...
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've got...
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss...
I know, She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were... Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while... Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, come now. Forget as such. We're still...
It will take 50 years.
If it were me...
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger?
Well, to be honest, you're the one who took...
Huh? Really?
Yes. All thanks to you. After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases that the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color...
So the Fanta had been spiked?
Yes. So...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of a war...
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel de... That's when I figured out that you might be in danger, and hurried here as...
What? Why would they go after us, too? All we did was defend
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of. Speaking of which, did anything strange...
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just... Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But it was real faint. Does this situation have to... Does that mean...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel?
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh. Vache. That name... Since he saw that young woman but he never gave testimony or any Yes, thank you. Oh, you mean...
Well, you did. And besides, we're in this now whether we like it.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite...
You talk too much. Well, we also have some plans...
Don't worry, you two.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
This is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose it.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he... How could he protect his honor if the closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death?
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also, however, I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth, and now, here...
Demoiselle.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom Master Callus did. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a...
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the...
But how could... never mind. If Callus...
There is one...
Oh, her? Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let...
Miss Cloran, she knew Master Callus. There was only ever one choice.
Don't worry now.
Afterward, Miss Cloran told us that at the start... Yes, that is our...
All right. Anyway, that's the information I want. Thanks.
Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep.
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have...
Paimon gets the... but...
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vacher.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear? Unfortunately, this name seems to have... I suspect... No. And that is the archives kept by Chief if the... Oh,
so Nervalette? In that case, what...
No. The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
state your business here. The chief...
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related.
See? They've got...
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you.
No. What I meant to say is...
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a fall...
Of
course. Don't worry. We're here on a...
All right, then. I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is...
Thanks so...
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet.
It's all right.
We're looking for...
I see.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of... There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really...
Is that so? All right, then. Thank you.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how your father, Callus, was a truly...
And what are you trying to say? Are you trying to console me? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, you even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case. Yet you still, in your eyes, the value of a human life. If you truly regret my father, why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny?
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered in the rain. That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? And then, yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I... All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in...
Yeah, we're gonna make...
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to... All right, then I'll...
I suppose this will do.
And Shroud, I hear everything.
Boba, get them! Eat this!
I swear by my sword!
Time for retribution!
We'll need more where that came from.
There's no need. My father was the one who asked for a gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless...
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Paimon was confused with... But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home. Yes, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some...
About that, you still remember?
Yes, the case was quite similar.
Could you tell us
Yeah, of course. Many years at a glance.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flash. As he oversaw Puissant, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse, and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal... The man's name was that night, but then... Sounds just like Lynn. Looking back on it, though... precisely. But, considering it, you're right.
Jacques was an empath. I think this. On that note, however, our opponent, even though Spina, there is no need.
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day. I want to
Navia.
This is indeed...
So you do know something else, Malus.
Yes, but what drove...
What?
And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation. But as long as, if something were to...
Right, so...
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time.
No, I don't believe it. He never...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard. Especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful...
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want... I'm sure he'd...
No. He might... Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose, but thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to... Malus, what was the key evidence?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, when he was... But if you want...
Why? If we know what...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious... There's no telling what might be... But a single visit to their head... The worst case would be that we...
Then, in that...
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We haven't...
But things are...
You sound like you've put a lot of thought in...
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and...
Thank you for all of that, Malus.
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula. When I announced if the vendors didn't check after several rounds of tests, the first...
Huh?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, there's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're...
So, they're like a sister?
Yes, it's...
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. To think that...
If you want to...
Of course.
You're too kind. And before I forget, proving Bob after that incident, if it might help you...
Aw, thank you so...
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
It is settled, then. Please excuse me, and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her...
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
If it's a...
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
You don't understand.
I didn't know how to face you. Because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a... I know.
I'm sorry. I appreciate this. On the matter of...
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me he had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher.
They found out?
Papa didn't say that. Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later. I don't know that for sure. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always...
Yeah.
Then you should hold on, regardless of...
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak...
You really think that's...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's invest. Florence should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, can you do me a favor?
Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, my first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there...
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said reason being, but according to about the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. The gun he was holding...
Yeah, that makes... But hold on. He didn't even want... Did he lose all...
About that, Malouse told me a thing or two. I'll tell you
I understand. Then, I'll leave Mr. Callis's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say, many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callis, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callis's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. You and...
Intel is just like you.
Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already?
Oh, okay.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work, it's really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callis did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit.
Ah, yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House?
If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me...
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. If you try to removing a so I can promise you, those mecha were they're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in this...
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? Sure.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as...
Oh, it's all right. I just wanted to
Yes.
Oh!
That's right. I also witnessed to beat the Hydro...
Oh,
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is.
Uncle Marcel...
Yes,
Exactly.
Oh.
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also if not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become But rest assured, if anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabriere will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle. Do you have any news?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
We've talked to all 3 suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start? You've...
According to Jacques' family... If I had to...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father. Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory. Besides, Jock, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as well. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that... But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Thierry, but...
Yeah, if the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out.
Uncle Marcel, and with funds from the... Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business? Florent? But...
So you're saying...
Exactly. Who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these 3, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair, and the suspect is... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been...
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What?
Yeah!
Well...
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right, because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do? We still haven't found any conclusive evidence. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected of my partner. Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at... I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver.
We heard. It's our hope.
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Aranias, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malou's zip... Let's go and try to find the entrance. That leads to the sin. Your Navia's
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept that—
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, when I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Hey! Don't you understand?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon. Then why don't you duel me too?
Alas, it would have— In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got— Huh? What's— What?
I told you it couldn't be one of the
Miss Navia, this is the but that was an exception rather than—
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this— We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial and if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, so, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please, members of the guard. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney.
I think an attorney won't be
Very well.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the only through elucidating what really happened in that case.
Navia, come on. Why would I do that? Callus, if that's enough to make me a suspect...
Exactly correct, Your Honor.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula, during the banquet, when the guests arrived at the guard's investigation the suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through Callus was defeated by... These are the known facts.
After that, the However... The testimony of the victim... This assassin... But realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask, 1, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have... We should be able... Considering this...
That makes sense to me.
Maybe she's scared of it.
Alternatively...
My second question has to do with the Then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court?
I thought about this too. The dissolving power... My father could have exposed it for all to see. At that time, what was certain...
Boss once told...
What? If the secret had gotten out, of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of... But what good would that do? Had this opera... But by staying silent, I was able to be... And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge,
So, you mean to say...
That's right.
Do you have any...
Of course. All you need is... I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support, but since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand...
So,
During...
As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless in my line of work. I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never...
Since that's your testimony...
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you...
Right? What she said was
Wait, weren't they just talking about the...
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases, in my father's case, the culprit and at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of it. The culprit could only time their actions so precise. Coincidentally, Marcel...
So that's why I'm used to it, though.
No need to appeal.
I won't try to On top of that, does a person have to be physically... I know that alas, who won't feel at least a little... But if I were to dismiss... Do you know what the big...
I suppose you're gonna...
It's timing. I'm a businessman. In addition, I left my home, but the...
I do apologize.
No.
Is there anything... You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask, could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable...
Seems like she got... At this rate...
I think you've done us... But aren't you going... He wished for you to be... Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong...
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference, the people whose family, many people's, and whose image is it a man Oh.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly...
I was waiting for...
One with the force.
Nice and spicy.
I'll uproot you!
Burn!
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Can't see? Yeah. Right. Keep up.
Barbados, guide us.
Verdict is...
Out of the frying pan!
I hear everything. Enshroud!
Burn!
Boba, get them! Eat this!
Can't see? Let's nip that in the bud. Keep up.
Now the path is clear! Let's go!
Keep up. Enshroud!
I swear by my sword!
Time for retribution!
Nice and spicy!
Can't see? I hear everything.
Damn you!
One with the forest.
Go as one!
Enshroud! One with the forest.
Out of the frying pan, into the pot!
I'll approve you!
Go as one!
Barbados, guide us.
Time for retribution!
After all that, we finally... Oh! What? That means that if you dilute it with Paimon, will take... Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence. This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have the old dogs of he can act when I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all... Huh? You mean the girls from... And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. What's this over here? Looks like some... Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. Ah, you mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want... In any case... Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious. We've looked at almost everything here and yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals... No wonder even Nervalet... That way, even if we bring all this back to the... Sure thing.
Yeah.
And whose image do you... Is it a man... Oh. I was waiting...
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my...
Just how often do you...
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalet. Given their
But the truth of it, Marcel.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting... You even created Marcel as a new...
So that's it. Even the villains... And with that,
This information... Well, Marcel... You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, so you never noticed how we changed.
You also never understood.
For our determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I pay attention to you? What for? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades, they said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! You only have yourselves to blame. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes. But I'm not from this blasted place.
Is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Do you all... I did all of that. I spent my entire...
The suspect is a...
Don't touch me! Venier, please!
At this point, the...
Fine by me.
Traveler. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his... During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap to cover his tracks. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at although the assassin and just recently. However, thus conclude the Oratrice will. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse, guilty.
Guards! Take Vacher away.
Good. It's what?
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many— Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were—
The day our late boss—
Yeah.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated—
Oh, come on.
Please respect the law.
All right.
Through evidence presented in the public, the guilty party has— We now turn to the— According to the guilty—
What?
Hey! What's with this verb?
Huh? This has never happened before.
I mean, have you ever?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the— Guards, please take the suspect.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld. Apologies. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
know. What does Lady Verena mean by that?
She says she has no idea either?
Yeah, so are the verdicts
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, and if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to—
So she chose to make her escape.
So you're saying—
She probably just put. However, please.
All right, after all.